To have someone that hot be willing to then look for her teammates and just keep that ball moving. And I think, again, that's why we're dangerous, is because it could be Ceci's night. It could go back to Gabby. Gabby was 4 for 8 from 3. It could go back to V, could go to Ja. I think just being on fire, but also having a selflessness is huge. And I think it's going to be really tough in terms of the playoffs to guard us when we have that mentality.
For Veronica to put up 13 assists, no turnovers. She's done that multiple times. She's only the second player ever in the league to do it multiple times. And pretty physical game, too. She got knocked down a few times.
Yes.
Just what can you say about her performance and the way that she's been able to just continue to get better and put up numbers like this?
Yes, she's resilient. Veronica Burton is resilient. She's relentless. I did get very nervous at one point for her health. Just because I saw my assistants go crazy, and so usually they don't show too much emotion. So I was a little bit nervous for her safety, but again, she's resilient. And then again, 13 assists, 0 turnovers. It's just her composure. She's gaining this sense of when I need to punch the paint, but she's also seeing that next level. You know what I mean? She's seeing the defense beforehand, and that's what's really cool about V is she's constantly learning angles, learning where certain players want the ball, and then continuing to find the hot hand. She's growing into, I think, one of the best point guards in the league, for sure. Yep.
Hey, Coach, congrats on the win.
Thank you.
How would you describe the defensive identity of this team? I had asked Gabby the question, and she mentioned Kiah being sort of the anchor of the defense, and Gabby and Kiah are 2 names that are floating around right now in the Defensive Player of the Year conversation. Yep. You guys rank number 1 overall right now, but how would you describe that?
Yeah, thank you for asking that. So to me, it fits, right? If we're leading in defense right now, I would say we do have 2 of the elite defenders in the league, Gabby Williams, Kiah Stokes. Gabby, she just caused havoc on the ball. She's just relentless on the ball, her length, her feet. Both Gabby and Kiah have really, really quick feet. And so that allows them to maneuver at any angle that they want. And then Kiah Stokes is our anchor. She is always there. No matter sometimes if she's communicating or sometimes she just shows last minute and puts in a block. It's almost like we are constantly always relying on Kiah. And she loves it. I think that's the thing, is she loves to just not let anyone score. And when someone scores on her, she gets really, really pissed. And so just, again, that passion to have on defense, that's different. I think Kiah Stokes is different. Okay.
Because you coached her on the Aces,
Yeah.
that 2023 championship. Natalie and I was actually just talking about this when she got hurt, but like Asia Wilson said, she was the co-defensive player of the year that year.
Yes.
What progression have you seen in her on that side of the ball since then?
On offense, you're saying?
Defense.
Oh.
Kiah, sorry.
Oh. I mean, Asia's right. Asia's right. It was a defensive player of the year. Yes.
You guys won.
Yes. It just shows, how much she's willing to put on her shoulders. She's studying the game plan like we just talked about earlier today. She's like, I love knowing all the information. She's like, please give me more. I would like to know, A, B, and C. I'm not going to give her secrets. But just the fact that she's constantly learning to be better, and then also demanding and commanding from the back line so people feel really protected if their man goes to the basket. And then just her boarding. I think her boards, she had 9 today. That's just continuing to grow. Especially versus the size that we had tonight, Stewie and JJ. I mean, they're long and lengthy. So Kiah's just emptying the tank. Kiah is now emptying the tank, and that's what we love.
Just to follow up on defense, since the team has adopted Valkyries.
Tip Hayes. Hey, shout out to Tip Hayes.
Veronica Burton is another name we're hearing a lot also just in all defensive team conversations. Kiah, Gabby, Veronica, I'm just wondering, as media members and people are trying to make determinations about these things, what is it that you think about these 3 players or anyone else with your team that we should be thinking about, or maybe that we should be considering that as you as the coach, you're around them, you see them all the time, that we should be looking for and noticing?
Yeah, I would say those 3 are usually on it with making sure everyone's locked into the details. So it's the studying, it's the sacrificing, it's the watching film. I'd say that's the jump, number 1. And then, do you guys understand how hard it is to play defense the way we do? So their willingness to take care of their bodies, get in the weight room, obviously, a little bit more to make sure they're protected when they're diving on the floor. Sometimes we're undersized, so we have to hit and punch and be super physical in order to get the rebounds. Diving on the floor takes a lot of effort, then getting back up and, going the other way. So I just said their effort, their sacrifice, they did a lot, I would say, this 3 games in 4 days in terms of taking care of their bodies. They did a lot. They were disciplined. They sacrificed. I know V wanted to stay longer, in Connecticut, but I was like, we got to go. We got to go. So I'd say the sacrifice for their team, that they have to show up every night emptying the tank. Yeah.
Coach, congrats on the win.
Thank you.
I want to go back to Veronica and how the team rallied around her. When she kept getting up after repeatedly getting beat up on the court, how did that team respond? And how did that momentum carry you to the victory tonight?
Yeah, I mean, you can see that they wanted to protect her. So you could see that even the people on the bench jumped up and rallied behind. And, it gave us almost another boost of energy, too. Again, 3 games in 4 days. It is not an easy task. I struggled with that last year. So just, again, having everyone fight. But seeing her go down, we all know, too, V doesn't stay down that long. So the fact that she was down there for a little bit longer showed that it really must have been a big hit. So it rallies and it shows us, God, if V's resilient, well, we got to be resilient too. We got to step up, and I think that's what we did. Yep. AJ.
Hi. Just a couple of big games for Chechi on this road trip. What's kind of impressed you most about when she's gotten hot?
Just continuing to feed her. Sometimes she's kind of like, because we'll yell at her like, shoot it, and she's like, sometimes she's like, I want to see the ball move. And I was like, all right. But that's nice, right? To have someone that hot be willing to then look for her teammates and just keep that ball moving. And I think, again, that's why we're dangerous, is because it could be Chechi's night. It could go back to Gabby. Gabby was 4 for 8 from 3. It could go back to V. Could go to Ja. I think just being on fire, but also having a selflessness is huge. And I think it's going to be really tough in terms of the playoffs to guard us when we have that mentality.
Last one. Sure. Good evening, Coach. Congrats on the win. Thank you for taking the time. First off, real quick, Veronica's okay, right? No side effects from that. Nothing
I hope
lasting.
so. I hope so. I mean, she's smiling. You know how my girls are always smiling after a win.
Of course.
So, yeah.
But speaking of wins, this is the 10th win that Golden State has earned this season, scoring less than 80 points. To put that in perspective, no other team in the league has more than 4. And the average margin of victory in those wins is 10.7. So I guess the question is, how does this team, in your opinion, from a coach's perspective, where have they succeeded in making grit look great?
Grit look great. I love that.
Oh, thank you.
I think it's the totality of our strength in numbers. It's all 14 players. So having a back-to-back and then traveling, getting in late. I said, look, stay ready, group. This was you. This was you guys tonight. You guys played a full quarter. Some of you guys played a quarter and a half to rest our starters. Our starters, I think, didn't even play more than 20 minutes yesterday. So it's a collective effort of strength in numbers, all 14 players doing their job, being ready to go, winning in multiple ways. I think that's really our key, is that strength in numbers. We got 14 players that could play.